Hey there, I've acquired some more figures while I was on hiatus, so since I've neglected this channel for so long, you deserve a treat in the form of a Shockwave review. And this isn't the original release of the Iron Factory Bridge Watcher, it's a knockoff named Pocket Toys Transsphere the Evo Energy 3 T.S03 Defender, quite a name. This KO, unlike Mech Fans Toys release, isn't oversized and doesn't come with a cool Diaclone mech, and now I kinda want to get the MFT release. It also features a white plastic instead of silver plastic for some parts. Yes, I've tampered with it. I cut off the viewfinder and some parts of the barrel for more waste tool clearance. Why? Because stock has the waste tool completely stuck if the backpack is plugged in fully, which is a dumb fucking design. Why would you do this? And I'm calling it right now. This statement will contradict one of my future reviews. I also lost the energy tube. I don't even remember what happened to it. But with that aside, how does he look? It is a thing of beauty. The aesthetic pleases my eye, and the stylization will never not be one of my favorites. I am not quite fond of the scale Iron Factory chose to make their figures in, because it's ever so slightly bigger than the average Hasbro class figure, so you can't really easily mishmash them together. But I also must say I do prefer my Shockwaves to be on the bigger side, so in this instance I'm perfectly fine with it. The knee joints don't tab in anywhere. Might sound like an issue, but if anything it just lets you use the transformation hinge as a second knee joint. Speaking of, articulation is pretty decent, but also very limited. I already told you about the locked up waist tool, but the geometry of the shoulders also likes to clash with the torso, not really an issue since you can use the transformation hinge, but still annoying nonetheless. Side skirts can move out of the way, the feet are weird, and that's all that is worth mentioning. For accessories you only get numerous swappable hands. These include a pair of closed fists, a pair of splayed out hands, a left normal hand, and a right saluting hand. Kind of disappointed there's no tiny Shockwave in his gun mode, but oh well. I wish these weren't made out of clear plastic. I understand the reference to the G1 toy, but this isn't a G1 toy in deco, so why mishmash them? Speaking of coloration, I am indeed adding another category to the blade board, and one more thing into the review structure. I'll be talking about paint schemes in more detail from now on, and this might just be the worst figure to introduce the talking point on, because he doesn't really have that much paint, not like he needs to. The coal breakable plastic is done well, the silver is good, the coal matching on the clear plastic boobs piece is pretty on point. It would have been nicer if it had extra paint to pick out some sculpture details, like how they did with the inner chest vents. I guess you can count the 5mm ports in the wrist as a gimmick, but not much else I'm afraid. The transformation is about what you expect from a G1 Shockwave transformation. It's almost the same as on C Shockwave, with the differences lying in slightly different ways of achieving the same thing. Collapsing the shins can be somewhat annoying since you are fighting like 3 joints, each of which wants to turn before the other, but it's manageable. I also recommend turning the head around while hiding it away into the chest, just so it doesn't get stuck in there, because if you don't, it will. And the gun mode does look pretty nice, even if a little back heavy. The back that doesn't hold together much. The only connection between the halves is in the handle, which itself doesn't tab in into the crotch that well. It's supposed to work with Iron Factory Bristicus, but I don't have him yet. The hands just sticking down from the barrel are indeed an eyesore. But you can do what I do, and just platform them off. I don't get why this strut is made out of clear plastic. I can only imagine this piece had to be on the same clear plastic sprue for cost efficiency reasons. This section of the barrel with not being clear plastic does bug me, and it would have been nice if it was color matched, but I get why they didn't bother. And that's it for this guy. The Bloodbolt skull is on the screen, and he's only that old because he's stylized, therefore not particularly accurate to anything other than himself, and I'm not sure how to deal with such cases. In any case, the review is over. Now politely piss off.